It is week 3 of Spooktober, and it's time for us to get over it with a little help from Bennett Foddy. Alright, so I know what you're thinking. What's so scary about getting over it with Bennett Foddy? Well, I'd like to think that the mountain and the challenges within present a sort of existential torment, but just to crank up the dramatic tension, whenever I lose forward momentum or fall down the mountain, I will make a confession about, one of the most disgusting things I think about myself. Whether or not it's true, I can't rightly say. I get down on myself a lot, and I have a lot of moments of self-doubt. So, I can only say how I feel. I can't properly translate how I am. I'm sorry, I'm too close to myself. So, let's begin. In case you haven't seen this game before, we play as a jacked guy in a pot. And we can move ourselves. Oop. Come on. Come on, pal. Oh boy. Oh god. Maybe I should turn the mouse sensitivity down a little bit. Crap. Controlling the guy is a little tricky, but not impossible. I've never beaten this game before, but we shouldn't get far enough to... There we go. The trick is understanding that you have more control than you think you have. Oh, that works. In fact, your mobility is quite verbose. Oh no. Just need to be careful. Oh no. And sometimes
there's no feeling
a
more
little
intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
Oh no.
All right. Thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. And don't worry, I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes.
Thanks, Bennett.
This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products. In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery. And the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything. Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Here's the first
The
real
obstacles in
risk.
Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them, and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real.
Damn it.
When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas, and that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with, and in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock.
Damn.
And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas.
Whew. Oh, no, 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 no. Hey, now. Oop. Oop. The amount of progress we have gained is... Ah, shit. More progress. Fuck. Oh, no, 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 no. That way lies madness. And to a dark confession. This is more progress. I made this much progress in 7 minutes, and it's more progress than I made in, I don't know, maybe my first 7 hours playing this game. It's weird. Once you understand what you're doing, it's actually very easy. Not very easy, obviously, but easier than you would suspect. Damn it. This is basically the first boss, known as the Devil's Chimney. Fuck. Here's the thing about getting over it with Bennett Foddy. The moment you get upset is the moment that it's sort of beat you, you know? That's the point at which you've utterly failed to grasp the point. All right. Here's the first moment of true risk. Because if we go over the left side, we start over. Help. But we didn't. Okay. No! No!
Oh, you just lost a lot of progress. That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut.
All right. Dark confession. Unfortunately, I think that all of my friends are just status objects. Quite frankly, if I didn't require socialization, I'd like to think that I would never interact with another human being because of how loathsome and annoying they all are. With rare exception, I have not found someone who does not frustrate me quite a bit or holds beliefs that I find objectionable. But hey, you gotta socialize to live, am I right? As soon as you stop talking, that's when you start dying, right? Fuck. But hey, we already did this. We just need to do what we did again. Damn. Yeah, I need to get a good alley-oop on that log. It's kind of the only way over the house. There we go. At the same time, your character is a lot lighter and a lot heavier than you imagine him to be. Basically, whichever one is disadvantageous to you. I'm kidding. There we go. Maybe I can just... Hello? There we go. Shit. Damn it. All I do is destroy. But that's this game, man. You just gotta get used to it. That's what it's all about. That's what it is. But it's okay. Oh, damn. No.
Sorry about that.
No apologies necessary. I didn't even lose that much progress. Come on, Bennett. I assure you, I will be sadder than this. Oh no! Actually, I'll be honest. I don't remember how I got up there the first time. There we go. Damn. There we are. That's how I did it. Alley-oop. Darn it. There we go. Alley-oop. It's easier to be careful than you might expect. There we go. If you can get your hammer over that part of the girder, you can work your way back up. Now then, back up the devil's chimney. Oh no!
Oh, it happened again. Keep on trying. Don't let it get to you.
Oh God. Alright, I am currently feeling a lot of despair about the overall political environment, and every time I see someone shy away from bad news, it makes me think they're a coward. Like, there are awful things going on our planet right now, and willful ignorance will not solve the problem, and no matter how sad you are, you have to face it. I think you have a moral responsibility. There we are. I always forget. You only need one hand to play this game. Darn it. Ooh. Oh, boy. Darn it. There we go. I turned off the music so that way it wouldn't interrupt my dark confessions, but it has music that plays if you fail. Royalty free, of course. I don't know why I said of course. Like, of course Bennett Foddy can't afford to license some music. I mean, it could really screw up his game if he licenses the wrong
The thing that we
song!
call failure is not the falling down, but the staying down.
Oh.
Mary Pickford.
Okay, dark confession. Oh, jeez. I can't. No, I'm not gonna continue until I think of a new dark confession. I'm feeling. I mean, I already mentioned that I'm feeling a lot of despair about the political environment, but like seriously, ultimate total despair. Like it's completely unfixable. But at the same time, that I cannot stop trying. Because even at the end of the road, if I die and everything is dust, if I stuck true to my guns and tried to fix everything at every opportunity that I had, I'll be able to die with a sense of moral superiority. And we'll talk more about moral superiority the next time I fail. There we go. No. Okay. I can work with this. I wonder if Bennett himself made all those grunting noises. Crap. Wrong cliff. Going down the road feeling bad. This is the one that I want to latch on to. There we go. Perfect. Yep. Whoa. If you don't take it too seriously, it's actually really fun. but you have to keep trying. You only cheat yourself if you give up. There we go. I think I can work with this. Oh, crap. All right. Moral superiority. I am an incredibly smug, arrogant prick. I feel essentially morally and intellectually superior to nearly every person that I run into. And, I mean, who am I to judge? I don't know that. I can't say that that's right. But I've sort of hinged my identity on believing that I'm better than everyone. Everyone. And I mean, I will admit I've spent too much time as the smartest person in the room. And I refuse to find a better room because I don't want to feel challenged. I hold on to my sense of superiority pretty smugly. All right. Let us begin anew to tackle the devil's chimney. Here we are. Here we go. Back at it again. Darn it. Oh, no, 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 no. All right. So the trick of the devil's chimney is, of course, to latch just a single part of your hammer onto the lighting fixture. If you can do that, then you can make your way up. There we go. Darn it. Well, you can begin to make your way up. That's your first trial, obviously. All right. All right. All right. Here we go. There we go. All right. Gentle, gentle.
For years now,
There we
people have
go.
been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened, because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are. I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink. Things are made to be consumed and used in a certain context, and once the moment is gone, they transform into garbage. In the context of technology, those moments pass by in seconds. Over time, we've poured more and more refuse into this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. And you can build culture out of trash. But only trash culture. B games, B movies, B music, B philosophy.
When I die.
Maybe this is what digital culture is. A monstrous mountain of trash, the ash heap of creativity's fountain. A landfill with everything we ever thought of in it. Grand, infinite, and unsorted.
When I
This
die.
is 3D models of breakfast, Gen X's fanfic novels, scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff scenes on LiveLeak. Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups, car crash epic failed GIFs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs, discarded, forgotten, unrecycled, muddled, rotten, untitled.
Whew.
Everything's fresh for about 6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight.
There we go. Okay, all right, we're back. I didn't know that there was something to catch you down there. I honestly didn't. All right. When I die, don't bury me. Just throw me in the trash. Fuck. I mean, it will catch you, but it's still easy to fuck up. There we go. It's wheelbarrow and then rake. Don't try to skip ahead. There we go. There we go. Can I grab onto this? I cannot grab onto this. That's fine. Just a little hammer push.
In this context,
Over to
it's
the
tempting to
boxes.
make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it. Why make something demanding if it just gets piled up in the landfill, filed in with the bland things?
Okay. Also, I'm pretty sure that that electric box was a stock asset used in Stalker. I think.
The soul would have no rainbow, had the eyes no tears. John Vance Cheney.
I didn't even lose that much progress. Come on, Bennett. Trust me, there will be an opportunity soon for me to fall all the way down the goddamn mountain. I did not know that the giant slide led to a giant mouth. Here we go. Leap. Ooh. Just remember, Hammer Guy suffered for your sins. Alright, this is about as far as I've ever gotten. Let's just go gently forward. Firmly grasp it. There. Up.
The pain I feel now is the happiness I had before. That's the deal. C.S. Lewis.
Okay. About to say, can I get over this? It doesn't seem like I can. Nope. Alright. I'll consider that a significant departure. I'm sorry, a significant loss of time. Moral superiority. Oh, I forgot the whole thing that I was gonna say. I don't know, the way I use moral superiority as a shield? I guess that was already made apparent. And like on the one hand, I use it as a shield, but on the other, like, I feel like I deserve to suffer for all of the pointless, awful things that I've done in my life. Just like every sin. Everything. Every insult I've ever hurled. Every punch I've ever thrown. I feel like everything will revisit me.
I feel within me a peace above all earthly dignities, a still and quiet conscience. William Shakespeare.
Like, it will all be visited on me when I die. Like, not in some sort of, like, afterlife judgment sort of. There will be a judgment, but it won't, like, affect anything. Existence will just let me know what a shitbag I've been. Fuck. Whew. There we go.
You cannot now believe that you will ever feel better. But this is not true. You're sure to be happy again, and knowing this, truly believing it, will make you less miserable now. Abraham Lincoln.
I mean, that might be true, but I feel like my crippling depression and anxiety leaves it impossible for me to believe that the misery will ever truly be over. Like, yeah, as I was saying, like, I feel like I deserve to suffer for what I've done. So every bad thing that gets visited on me, I feel like I've done something to deserve it. And there's no way to wipe out the bad things that I've done. There's no way to clear the ink. There's no way to clear that ledger. Like, this suffering doesn't wipe it away. Just, I don't know, lets me know that it was there. I don't know. Fuck! Oh, boy! Oh, jeez. All right, let us begin anew. All right, big confession time. I no longer consider myself a writer, and I consider most of my education to be a mistake. Every day I tell myself, no, it was really important. I learned a lot of really important things, and all of that is true, but it doesn't change the fact that my professors basically taught me for nothing, and my degree is just like a lie. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Creative Writing, and I'm not a writer anymore. If I ever had been one to begin with, which I just don't believe anymore. I've really got no talent for writing. If fiction is character, I am such a solipsistic nightmare that I find it impossible for me to get into anyone's shoes. And because I can't get into anyone's shoes, I can't meaningfully render a character. And because I can't meaningfully render a character, I can't write fiction that anyone wants to read. And if I can't write fiction that anyone wants to read, then, like, am I even a novelist? No. Obviously not. And if I'm not a novelist, and I'm not a journalist, and I'm not a biographer, and I'm not a stenographer, then what kind of fucking writer am I? And I'm not a poet. Don't try to say that I am. I haven't written a poem in years. I haven't really written anything in years. Except for some smut. But, like, it's so abominably bad I cannot even bring myself to read it. I mean, let's not even forget sort of like how self-serving these videos are. I don't remember which angry commenter it was, but they said that I make these basically only for me, and that's true. And I don't know. I'd like to think that there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong to not catering to a demographic and making the sort of art and things that you always wanted to make. Like, making the things that you always wanted to see. Oh, boy. Oh, way back down at square one. But, I mean, in my deepest heart, in my darkest fears, I know that this will never, ever pay the bills. It will just be a hobby. I'll do it day in, day out, and make something every day and put it out there, and a couple of people will see it. And thank you, a couple of people. Thank you for always being there and seeing the weird things that I make, or the weird games that I play, and the weird jokes that I tell, and the occasionally monotonous way that I talk. And the reoccurring gags that have certainly gotten old by now, but are just sort of like a part of me that I can't bear to be rid of. But for the most part, I am terrified that everything that I make will just be fodder for bots. That everything that I do is just sort of like spam. Like Bennett has said, everything that I make is just more trash on the trash heap. And that being what I consider to be the authentic and genuine version of myself is both unmarketable and undesirable. There. I said it. I did it. I finished it. Now, only you can tell me if it was really scary enough. Good night, everyone.